Be strong but not rude. Be kind but not weak. Be humble but not shy. Be bold but not a bully. Hello everyone, welcome back to Bhavya Talks. Today I have with me Ma'am Ragashri, who is a senior English teacher for 23 years at Montfort Senior Secondary School, Ashok Vihar. Ma'am teaches English language and communication skills at the middle and senior level. And today's topic of discussion will be bullying faced by young students in the school. So, ma'am, before diving or get going with the discussion, I would like to ask a bit more about you and your journey.
Okay, hello Bhavya. First of all, let me thank you for having invited me here. It was a sudden thing. I am not a professional psychologist, but I will just, over the past 23 years of teaching, actually 24 years, 1 year in another school, and in that I have had the opportunity to interact with all groups of students and different age groups. I mean, and I will only talk out of my experience, okay? And all the teachers of a school have undergone, counseling programs, trainings, whereby each teacher can counsel students for certain problems, not everything, obviously, where the necessity for a professional counselor is not there. Okay, and I was born into a family in Kerala. I belong there, and as you know, Kerala has been always a literate state. Women have been going out to work. My mother herself was, a teacher and headmistress of a kindergarten school. Not exactly kindergarten, a primary school. And my father was in the defense service. He was a senior officer with the border routes. And so we had a very modern upbringing. We were never told that, being a girl was any kind of disadvantage. So whatever decisions were made once we were grown ups, we were always asked as to whenever the major decisions was made. We've traveled widely. So my parents, I was lucky to have parents who never told me that you're a girl and so you lack in any way. Yeah, and I have done my economics and systems management, and then I had to kind of make a decision once I had my children to have to like reroute into a career which would allow me enough time for the family and work. And because I was particular, I wanted to work, I pursued my B.Ed and completed it after I had my children and came into teaching. And I really am grateful that I'm in a profession which is a very, very noble profession. And I think I learn each day from the children that I teach more than what I teach them, I think.
That's the beauty of this profession. And the best part is that you chose the profession yourself and nobody forced you, nobody
Yeah, nobody
imposed
forced me because,
you. Yes.
right.
Okay. So, ma'am, what according to you can be reckoned to be bullying and how frequent is it in schools?
Okay, Bhavya, this is a very complicated question to answer, because I think that any kind of behavior from a person which makes the other person feel inferior. Unknowingly, you just have an attitude in life and that is okay. But then if you are persuaded by people and misbehaved with by people to make you feel really bad about yourself and make you feel smaller than them, then that can be bullying. It can be emotional bullying, which happens like very, very often, very subtle bullying. But that has actually been seen very often in schools. It can be physical bullying, it can also be, there can be so many levels of bullying, and any kind of action that makes the other person feel lesser without reason is basically what we can call bullying. Any person, it can be a peer, part of a peer group, classmate. It can be by kind of nowadays even teachers, I've heard in schools where there's a lot of domination by teachers in rare villages and all. I mean, teachers actually force children to do household works also for the teachers so that like otherwise my marks. So these things happen everywhere, and like basically in a society which is so complex today, we all have to be prepared to basically recognize when you're being bullied
Yes.
and to stand up to it and deal with it the way you have to deal with it.
So we all face bullying at some point in time, and the most important thing is being taught at from a very early stage how to deal with it and to stand up to it and just improve ourselves. So that's the most important thing. And moving on to the next question. So, ma'am, being a teacher, you must have come across any peculiar instance that you remember wherein a child faced bullying, and what was your first instinct to do in that situation?
See, I've had many cases of bullying happen in my classrooms. It could be on the basis of appearance. If somebody has dark skin, they were called Kalu and Kalia. And
Hmm.
what happens is that the child would, in spite of being a brilliant kid, brilliant kid, he was very good at studies. He was very well behaved. He was adept at so many things, but he was made to feel inferior just because of the color of the skin. Otherwise, it so happened that academic bullying happens when children are very studious and
Yes.
children are liked by teachers, or you talk constantly, you are better at studies than the rest. Maybe you're very good as an athlete. I mean, that kind of bullying is basically coming out of a place which is full of envy and jealousy. That does not actually, in any manner, mm, have a backing of some reason. It comes from a very bad place of envy and jealousy. So there was this case where a girl cried in my class saying that I am bullied and I'm isolated because I'm good at studies. I'm constantly topping,
Hmm.
and that is why they say that ye to padhaku hai and she is not somebody we can mix with because she's so boring just because she's good at studies, which is very wrong. And I had to totally intervene. And then I realized that the person who was bullying was even more insecure than the other person.
Hmm.
That person was bullied, saying that you never pass. So it's a vicious circle and keeps happening. And so basically, it is to be dealt with uh, from the aspect of discussions and basically listening to that person speak, make them both sit together and then talk it out. I think that is the best way to deal with it.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Also, ma'am, I wanted to ask that bullying can be outside the school premises as well. So, what do you think? Should school intervene in such a situation or remain indifferent just because it's a personal matter if the school authorities come across such a situation, like such
Well, if
incident?
bullying happens out of the school, well, school cannot keep an eye on a child once she or he is out of the school.
Right.
So
But if
they
the
will,
school
the school will
authorities
not
come
be.
across,
But of course, yes. Yeah, but if somebody reports it to the school, it has happened so many times that children have been celebrating things in H Block Market next to our
right,
school,
right,
and they've got into trouble, and they've shopkeepers there have got back to the principal, and we do take action. Like the management does take it very seriously if you are bullying people or being lawless outside the school also, because you're part of that community and you represent the education and the rules and regulations what we teach you what actually represents our school. And so obviously a school also has a partial responsibility towards that, but then it is not possible for the school to keep an eye on you
right,
once you are
right.
out of the campus.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And ma'am, do you think in our school we have enough provisions or enough measures have been taken to make our school from bullying? We can't make our school from bullying free, but to help the students who are being bullied to give them
Yeah,
mental support.
yeah. So I remember, I don't know what exact year it was, but then we had established a legal cell almost 10 years back in a school. And so there, what happens is that any child who has a problem in bullying or any other kind of discomfort in the school, all right, about people's behavior or any other thing, there is a suggestion box that is kept
Hmm.
there. You
Hmm.
can put your suggestions and your, discomfort, whatever inconvenience you're having, you can put that and get it across to the principal and the management of the school. There's a legal cell where the children are can go and talk to the counselor and also take approach a lawyer or something if it's a serious matter. All the teachers, as I told you earlier, also are trained to counsel. And of course, I think more and more discussions should happen in class as part of the classroom situation, part of the classroom discussions.
Right.
Being a language teacher, I could always afford that because being a language teacher, all the lessons are, based on a certain moral value and
Hmm.
certain ethics. And
Yeah,
so
I
we could
remember
always,
we had so many discussions in our class. We had so much fun
so
discussing.
yeah, so we always had discussions, and like I think children always remember those discussions and the outcome, the ability to vent their feelings, in front of people who have been unfair to them is a great power. It brings a lot of power to, an empowerment to the person because to be able to speak out the way they're feeling, in front of the others in a protected environment. Because when the teacher is there, if you're speaking about something, nobody can retort back at you,
Right.
come back at you. And so I think that helps a lot talking to children. And I think every teacher should try to always keep in touch with the children. And somebody is feeling uncomfortable, you should be able to detect that and try to draw out the child and ask if you can help.
Hmm.
Nowadays, everything is so tricky. Like teachers also have to be very, very careful when dealing with children and problems. So you can ask if they would like to talk, like, and if you can help them, and must come forward. And I think that happens in Montfort School all the time. Children come with so many problems, and all the teachers there are like always eager to help and like ready to, you know, yeah, put in their efforts there.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, during these online classes, like everything has turned out to be online nowadays. So, do you think the likelihood of cyberbullying has increased somewhat like that?
Yeah, of course. I would like to share something very funny. What happened in my class? I actually caught a child, kind of passing on an answer to him during the
Oh,
examination
that's very
while I
fun.
was invigilating. And you must have all seen it by now because it has been like, some senior student sent it to me saying, "Ma'am, is this your voice?" So that was made into a meme. But then the child who made it, I know who it is. And his mom called and he called and said, "Ma'am, we have like, put a sticker on your face. Nobody knows it's you,
Hmm.
and it's just fun, because he was caught. And that is okay. That is not like, I said if my face was there, I could actually sue you, for actually using me, and the child's name is out there. So
Yes,
I think that is also kind of cyber.
same in the
Yeah,
video.
in the online world, cyberbullying बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा because you're exposed to being online constantly, other than the health hazards that you're facing and all that. But then, Bhavya, there is something that we have to understand that in the future, I mean, this is going to be what is life, because in the West, as you already see, nobody is actually looking for an employment opportunity most often. They're all doing their own startups. They're all working from home. The vloggers and the bloggers, they're millionaires, they're all working from home. And that is the latest trend. And I think with the passing time and with technology becoming such a part and parcel and extension of our lives, I think that is something that we have to look forward to and kind of be ready to be prepared to face. But at the same time, we recently also had a seminar on cyberbullying and stuff. You must make sure that you immediately report and kind of take responsibility for whatever you're doing. Like this thing happened in my class, and then what happened was that the children were not aware that the name of the child is being taken by me again and again. But and when I told them, they understood that it was something serious. If it had been some serious offense, then it would have landed everybody in trouble. So,
Yes.
and like in the seminar, he said, we must all understand that whatever we put out there in the net, on social media or on internet, it's never going to go away. It's going to be there. 10,000 years forward, also you go, somebody searches for your detail and it's all out there, right? So you have to be very responsible when you're on this, platform and use it very wisely, just like everything else, actually.
Yes.
Everything, all the knowledge that you have. We must all understand it's our perception. What you always see and read, what you always see, that is what we start believing.
Right.
And what we believe is what we eventually become. And so expose yourself to what is right, what is good. Have a sense of, righteousness all the time.